So I'm gonna share my screen and we'll see that I have pulled. Can everybody see that picture?
No.
You cannot see it says source and the bottle of source. All right, let me get back over here. I thought okay, maybe let me get back over here. Share, screen, share, okay. Now can you see it? Okay.
Yes.
So this document is in our back office under library, right? And it's called. I want to scroll down here to the very bottom, and it says BioVia Source Complex. And for a lot of people, you want to keep it this simple. To further aid in the absorption of nutrients, Via Source contains a unique blend of enzymes that were added to help the body get the most out of every nutrient. And it's really that simple, but some people might want to know more. So I have a little bit more here for you. I looked at each of them up. Food digesting enzymes in a Via Source. And there are 5 of them listed. Protease, amylase, lipase, sucrase. Megan, you might know better how to say that. And I didn't want it to get lost because it's like they're at the bottom of the label. You know, they're at the very, they're not that important. So I just want to bring up some things about the importance of food digesting enzymes. People might not know that it's the enzymes in apples, raw apples and bananas that help them turn brown. And that's sort of the beginning of the, digesting. That's because they're raw. All raw food has active food digesting enzymes in them. Let me move this guy out of the way. However, the farther the time is from when a plant has been harvested to when you eat it raw, the more its enzyme activity is diminished. And I have a friend who's a raw foodie educator. And even though she eats a mostly raw diet, she definitely includes her enzymes with every meal because of this very fact that most of our even raw food we eat hasn't been just harvested out of the garden. All cooked food, cooked over 140 degrees, and some say over 107 degrees, has 0 active food digesting enzymes. And what that means is every time we eat cooked food, we are putting a stress on our digestive system. Now we do make our own digestive enzymes and they pump in there through some digestive juices. Another reason to be fully hydrated is that it takes 1.5 quarts to 2 quarts of these digestive juices to pump into our stomachs to help digest food. So without proper hydration, you're less able to digest food as well. So this is about that raw food that is not just harvested. And because we eat mostly cooked food these days, it's almost imperative to use food digesting enzymes with your meals, and that's why they included them in the source. Undigested proteins that are stored in the colon, in other words, they move from your stomach down into your intestinal tract and then into your colon without being fully digested down to their amino acid chains, simplest chains, they will putrefy and cause toxins to form. Starches and sugars and other carbohydrates will ferment and fats will turn rancid. So that's why you want all these nutrients that are in source in your stomach to take care of whatever you're eating. When there are not enough food digesting enzymes in our stomach during that digesting process, our own enzyme systems will channel enzymes away from other key metabolic processes in order to help process cooked foods. So if we eat 3 times a day, other processes in our bodies may go without their workers, thus limiting other functions in the body. So it makes sense that Acevia contains a variety of food digesting enzymes. In addition to working in the stomach, they are able to stimulate good bacteria in the gut, detoxify, and cleanse the colon, and therefore improve a number of digestive-related conditions, including food and other allergies. They help maintain normal pH levels and help improve circulation. Enzymes deliver nutrients, carry away toxic waste, digest food, purify blood, deliver hormones, balance cholesterol, feed the brain, and cause no harm to the body. So here we are, step by step. Protease helps break down proteins. Food sources of protease include pineapple, papaya, figs, guava, kiwi, ginger root, green plants, mushrooms, soybeans, wheat, and kidney beans. Amylase helps break down carbohydrates. Amylase is the most frequently found enzyme in plants and occurs most abundantly in raw sweet potato, corn, barley, wheat, oats, rice, and other grains, reishi mushrooms, beetroots, leaves and stems, bananas, cabbage, egg, kidney bean, maple sap, milk, mushrooms, raw honey, and sugarcane. Lipase helps break down and digest fats. Food sources of lipase are avocado, wheat germ, rice, green plants, soybeans, coconuts, corn, and other germinating plants containing relatively large amounts of fats. Sucrase helps break down carbohydrates, specifically sucrose and maltose. Food sources are green plants, beet leaves and stems, and banana. And alpha-galactosidase, commonly sold as Beano, helps prevent gas and other gastrointestinal symptoms that occur after eating a high-fiber diet of grains and beans and other vegetables. Food sources are cucumbers and legumes, such as soybeans and black-eyed peas. So I was thinking, you know, you run across people who say, oh, I don't need more enzymes in my supplements because I eat Beano. Well, I put this in here, commonly sold as Beano, so you know that's not the whole story. So some people think they're getting plenty of enzymes because they use Beano. Also, maybe someone says, well, I'm vegetarian, I don't eat meat and other, you know, strong proteins or whatever. Well, viruses and bacteria have protein shells on them. Maybe they're, Megan, maybe you can help me at the end, whether bacteria and viruses are actually proteins themselves. But if you can get your protease in there in your body, you can help, you know, digest and eliminate some of your viruses and bacteria that way. Let me get this in. So enzyme helpers. I have a book called The Complete Book of Enzyme Therapy, and it lists every ingredient that's on this source bottle, from your B vitamins to your manganese to your you know, everything just about that's listed on this label is actually an enzyme helper. So no enzyme or nutrient or micronutrient operates by itself. So when you have these all together, like in the source, you're getting a lot more help than if you had them separately. And for further study, there are a couple of books here. Dr. Edward Howell, Enzyme Nutrition, and Victor Kulvinskas, Don't Dine Without Enzymes. And then the last thing I want to mention is, I don't know if you guys have made this at home, but I have. Rejuvelac is a fermented wheat berry drink that is packed with enzymes, B vitamins, vitamin C and E, and is relatively easy to make. And I'm sure you can find on the internet how to make Rejuvelac. It's very, very refreshing and lemonade-y kind of drink. And I think some of you might like to try that. Okay. that's what I have to say about enzymes tonight. Does anyone want to add anything or subtract anything? Lynn, can you?
I'm not sure I'm going to add anything. It's more of a question. So I've never really thought about, so with the enzymes in the source, like I knew that there were enzymes in it. So would it not be good to almost take source with every single meal?
That's a good question. I don't want to undo anything that the company is saying on the label. So that's a tough one. And Mary Margaret, tell me why you're doing thumbs up about that. Are you? Yeah.
Right. Well, the only thing I was going to say, labels tell you to do things all the time. And it's important to read the label and to see what the label says. But what you're saying makes more sense to me, Lynn, that I think the label on source says 4 a day, something like that.
Says 4 a day.
I'm more likely to have those 4 times a day, 1 in the morning, 1 with breakfast, 1 with lunch, 1 with dinner, however you want to do that. But yeah, that's what I have done. And also I think it's important that you, just the way we are flexible with ASEA, it's important that you maybe start doing exactly what the bottle says, and then find out what suits your body best. That's only a generic way of saying something. It's just like the standard dose, the standard amount of ASEA is 4 ounces, but people drink, some people start with a half an ounce, and some people start with 16, and some people drink 24. I mean, it's really very different, and it really depends on, because each body is unique.
Yeah, yeah. And some people take ASEA 3 times a day, or more, or less. Exactly. And Mary Margaret, what did you want to say?
I think it's important. No, it's just important, a digestive enzyme, even though it's part of that whole complex, and that's really important too. It makes more sense to me to take it with a meal.
Mm-hmm.
I'm done.
Thank you. Anybody else have something to say?
No, I just really appreciate you bringing that to our attention, Allison. You're really good about finding these little minute things and bringing it out into the open. So that's valuable. That's very valuable.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's usually something I don't know enough about, so I go, hey, this is so interesting. Yeah. And I didn't want to get lost just because it's in teeny tiny print on the bottom of the label there. Yeah. Okay. Anything else going on? I know that so. Christian and yeah, on the WhatsApp, Christian and his wife, they were doing some presentations in Germany about really detailed about the source, and they said they found out so much about the care of choosing each thing that's in the source. So I want to ask them, where did they find out all that? And let's bring some of that up too.
I don't agree. Thanks so much, Allison. That was great.
All righty. If you, if anybody wants that little PowerPoint, I'll email it to you so you can.
Yeah. If you send it to me, Allison, then I can send it out to our group.
Thank you.
Paula,
all right. Thank you. All right, Paula has her hand up. Oh, does that mean you want it, Paula? Okay, I'll send it to Megan.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. Wow.
Awesome.
Super. Well, we'll see you all next Monday then.
All right.
Okay. All right. Good night.
Thanks, Allison. Good night. Good night.